Hello and welcome to the channel. I hope you're all okay, getting some fishing in. I just returned from a trip to northwestern Spain, to the province of Castilla y León. And while I was there I fished several rivers. All of these rivers are open to the public, and indeed on many occasions when we got to the river there was already somebody fishing there and we had to find somewhere else. But the rivers were very low, the weather was very hot, and the conditions on the riverbed is mainly large stones which move every time you put your foot on them, so balance is important. And some areas smaller stones. For anybody that knows the area, the stretch below the Roman bridge, that certainly is a lot smaller stone and easier to wade. But I suppose the depth in general was not above the knee. Some smaller areas may have been a little bit deeper and a little bit faster, and that's a question of changing the fly. Now I had 3 nymphs that were successful while I was there, mainly on 18s, sometimes a 20, and a 16 for the deeper and faster runs. One of the successful ones was a culi roja. This is a size 18 with a 2mm copper bead. And what I'm going to tie now is probably, or was, the most successful of them all, and it is the calabaza perdigón, or the pumpkin perdigón. Now there are lots of videos on YouTube where you can find a tying of the calabuffa, and this is just a few of the tyings that I found, all totally different, some sparkly, some not so sparkly. But what I'm going to tie today is what I used and which was most successful for me. So in the vise I have a size 16 light nymph hook with a 2.8 copper bead, and I'm tying with yellow thread. Now I have to say that in these stretches that are open to the public, there are some decent fish, but most of them are teas, and they are sometimes difficult to keep on the hook. Quite often they don't even get to the net before they wriggle themselves off. The larger fish of course just bite through the very fine line, and fine line I'm talking about 0.9 or 0.10 fluorocarbon line. Right. Oh, I should add that for those that don't know, a T is a trout that doesn't reach the competition size, which is normally around 19 or 20 when it comes to natural brown trout. Right, I'm going to add the tail, which is coquelillon. It's a medium pardo. I'm going to take off some fibres, pull them out at 90 degrees and tear them off. And I'll tie those in. It's a bit long, so I'll pull those back to a reasonable length. So, now this does have a rib, and I'm going to use a UV rib, and this is a Textreme Extreme rib. It's a UV tinsel, and it's number 18. I'm just going to snip a piece off. And I'm going to tie this in at the same time as I go down the length of the hook shank. Just bind them in together as I go down to the rear of the fly. I'll put that in the spring and I'll trim up the excess. Right, now for the overcoat, or the overlay for want of a better expression, I'm going to use some Glow Bright Orange number 8. And I've got a length here which I've just cut off, and I'll tie that in. Just pull that back a little and tie it down. See a few extra fibres there, so I'll get rid of those. Right, now I'm going to build up the body of the perdigón using the yellow thread. Try and get that perdigón shape, that carrot shape. As I said, most of the time I was using size 18 or a 20 nymph for these small trout. Okay, and now I'm going to wrap over the glow bright in touching turns, trying to flatten out the glow bright a little so that some of the yellow comes through to create the pumpkin colour. And trim up the floss. And now I'm going to wind on the UV. You only need 2 or 3 wraps. And tie that off at the bead also. And trim that up. Right, now to tie off the fly, I'm going to create a black collar using a Sharpie or fiber tip or whatever you like to call it. I'll put some glue onto the thread. And wind on the collar. Like so. And just trim that up. And now I'm going to give that a coat of UV. And give that a sec. And there you have the finished calabuffa. It's the calabuffa that I use. It's the calabuffa that caught me quite a few fish. The other size is size 18, something like that. That's with a 2.3 copper bead. And the nymph that was successful, the natural nymph, I'll tie in the next video for you. It's, like many, a variation on a theme. But I hope you enjoyed this time of the calabuffa, and I will see you in the next video. Don't forget to hit that bell and subscribe, and thanks for viewing. Bye.